give me hashtag live, hashtag a replay. If you are here on live, if you're here on replay, let me know so that way I can say hi to you. And thank you for tuning in. If you're listening on our podcast, DM me that you're listening on the podcast so that way I can give you some love back. I love like how this is a community and like involving you is really, really important to me. So I spend a ton of time studying content creation, doing content creation, tweaking content creation, and helping other people do the same. Whether I'm doing it for them, our team is doing it for them, I'm looking at their content, I'm looking at other people's content that aren't my clients. Like, I am obsessed with content creation and marketing in general. And most importantly, helping people that struggle with this, that have smaller followings, that maybe didn't sign up to be a marketer, but they're like, I kind of need to become a marketer in order to make the money that I want. So I love working with passionate people that are just like, help me out, right? Like, they're already good at what they do. They want to make some money. They're willing to like put in the work, but they're just struggling with like really wrapping their heads around this whole content creation, marketing, online thing. It can feel like a foreign language that's constantly changing for most people. And lucky for you, I'm obsessed. So all the hours that I spend and my team spends on content creation, we've really narrowed it down to a really simple framework that I want to show you. So tell me that you want to see it and I will show it to you. I'm walking right now, so I'm not going to be able to show it to you, but I want to show it to you and I want you to visually like absorb it and then be able to ask me questions. So I will DM you the framework, the demo framework, so that way you can see it for yourself and understand how it applies to you. And feel free to like message me back any questions, but it's so simple. It's so simple. So do that and DM me the word demo and I'll know what you mean. And from there, let's talk about what is missing from most people's content. Like I said, I spend so much time in people's content, and there's the number one thing that when you can literally do this and do it over and over and over again, it will change everything for you. I promise. Like, give me 30 days, give me 60 days, give me 90 days, like 30 to 90 days of doing this more than you're not doing it. And you'll start to see the needle move, right? The train is chugging and it is so simple. It is a part of our framework, but it's not the whole part. So I'm going to share one of the parts with you, but know that like, if you DM me the word demo, I'll give you like all the juice, and show it to you. So just DM me that word, but I want to give you something right now. So that way you're not waiting on me. And I want your like brain to process this and be like, oh my gosh. And I want you to go take action on this thing. Okay. So no matter what you do, no matter what you sell, you must show people. Okay. You must show people more than you're telling them. Okay, I'm going to break this down and give you some examples on different industries, okay? My heart is racing because like I just love this topic so much and I'm so nerdy right now. I love it so much. Okay, so show versus tell, okay? Remember back in the day when you had show and tell and you had to bring like a prop in to the classroom and you were like so excited to like bring your favorite stuffy in or your favorite toy in, or like maybe there was a theme with show and tell. So it was a physical item that you brought in and then you told about it, right? So most people on the online space are doing it the opposite way. They're telling people that they should hire them as their coach. They're telling them that they should work out. They're telling them that they should lose weight. They're telling them that mindset work is so important. They're telling them, you know, that like when they do this thing, then it will change everything for them. Okay. Which is important. Don't get me wrong. Like there is a time and a place to tell people and encourage them and create that messaging. But what is so much more powerful is showing people. When I first started in the online space, I literally showed my meals that I was eating. I showed me drinking my shake. I showed me working out. And then I had a call to action, which is a part of my framework. I had a call to action saying like, hey, my next challenge group is starting in XYZ days. Who wants to join me? Even with a small following, I always got sales every single time. And I thought it was kind of a fluke back then because I was so new to the online space. I was like, oh, well, maybe it's just, people really like me or I'm really cool. But here's the cool part. My clients use this strategy and it works 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 and it works. No matter the industry, no matter the size of the following. And the reason why is we are accustomed as humans to watch infomercials. We are accustomed to going to the cell phone store and holding a cell phone. We are accustomed to going to the car dealership and test driving a car. We are accustomed to even walking around Costco or Sam's Club and we're used to going to Sam's Club or we're used to going to Costco, taste testing the food, right? Having it in our hands. None of those marketing strategies are done by accident. They know they make more sales when you taste test, when you test drive, when you try on. I didn't even talk about retail stores, when you try on clothes. None of those things are an accident. They know that sales significantly increase when you're driving the car, when you're holding the cell phone, when you are taste testing the food, when you're trying on the clothes, etc. And even so, on an infomercial, when they can show you the meals, when they can show you the workouts, when they can show you the results that people have gotten. So this is a big gap, a big gap for people. So I want you to think about, and I'll give you some examples as promised, but I want you to analyze your own content right now. I want you to go to your profile, and I want you to look at how much you're showing off your product, program, or service. Whether it's a physical product, a more intangible product, there's ways to do this no matter the industry. If you are doing multiple products like affiliate marketing, no matter what it is, you need to be showing people. They need to visually see not only what it is, but how it can benefit them and the results that it could create. Obviously, we want to be careful of income claims and health claims and all of those things. So CYA yourself on that. That's my L Woods coming out. But testimonials can be really powerful because you're not telling that person what they could do. You're showing them what's possible, which is very, very helpful on many levels. Okay. So I want you to analyze your own content and I want you to look at how many times you're showing the product and you're showing it off and you're using it and you're talking about it. Because again, talking about it is important. I don't want you just showing it. Okay. So let me give you some examples. After you do your audit, you're probably going to see oh my gosh, this really is a big gap. You should be doing this every single day. Every single day. If you don't like to work your business on the weekends, then obviously you can take the weekends off. I'm never going to tell you not to take the weekends off, but every day that you're working your business, you could also schedule things out too, by the way. But every single day you should be showing people more than you're telling them. So many people are visual and so many people want to feel like they're tangibly holding it, right? So even if you are trying on the outfit or drinking the drink or putting on the skincare or doing the workout, or even if we'll talk about more service-based work, how you can do that, but people immediately see themselves in your shoes when you're drinking the drink, when you're putting on the makeup, when you are putting on the outfit, when you're doing the workout, whatever it may be. So we do want it to be specific to what you're selling, okay? And we want to have calls to actions, okay? Because that's another gap that people are missing. they'll show, which is beautiful. And I'm like always celebrating people when they're showing off the products, but then they're not telling people what the next step is. So that's where the telling comes in. Not only do we want to talk about the benefits, the outcomes that it can create for people, but we want to be able to tell somebody what they need to do next, whether that's comment a word, DM a word. We want them to literally click to buy, mark on a poll. What is the next step, as if they are at a Sam's Club that they're going to buy the product, right? So like think about it this way. When you're at Sam's Club and you're taste testing the food, they have the food that you can purchase right next to the sample counter. Again, that's not an accident. When you go and test drive the car, typically the good salespeople, when you come back, they ask you a question. They go, how'd it feel? Like, what'd you think, right? They ask you a really open-ended question to get a pulse on where you're at, and then they know how to move the conversation forward based on your vibe, right? Just imagine if you test drove a car and came back and then they didn't say anything. That'd be kind of weird, right? And so we can use normal businesses, right? We can use traditional businesses to our advantage to really think about how they do it and how you can do it online, because a lot of people just get really weird online, and I get it, but we can't let that stop us, right? Like, you've got to treat this like a business, like a traditional business, to be able to make the money and more that you're desiring. So we get to work on this and we get to get better at this. This is something that I'm working on in my mini mind with my mini mind students that are about to start. If you want to join us, let me know. But even my done for you clients, this is what we help them do. So it's like, give yourself 30 days of showing off what you're doing more than you're just telling people. And I guarantee you will see traction. Even if it's as simple as more questions about what you're doing, more sales, more like engagement, more curiosity. Like, you do need to keep doing this. So it's like, if you don't make $1 million in the first 30 days, don't come at me. But like, as humans, we want to see progress. We want to feel progress. And this strategy, when done consistently, you will see progress. You will see progress. So that is key. So there's a few key ingredients here. You've got to do it more than you're doing it right now. Okay? I'm suggesting at least once a day, showing off the product, not just in your stories, because stories go away. I want you to have a feed of showing off the product or multiple products or the program. Okay? We'll get into more like intangible service-based entrepreneurs and coaches and mentors here in a second, because you're not exempt from this. Okay? So more product-based business owners, it should be easier for you, whether you're making headbands, you're doing makeup, you're affiliated with other companies. It'll be somewhat easier for you to do it, but easy doesn't mean that you're doing it, right? So we get to do it. This is where like accountability comes into play, because you desire more money, right? You wouldn't be a business owner if you didn't desire more money, more freedom, like more time freedom, more of something. And so I'm literally giving you on a silver platter the exact strategy that I know universally works, which it is actually really hard to tell you that there's one universal strategy that works across the board, but this is it. This is it. Showing off what you're doing consistently once a day, ideally more, but I can work with once a day. And then the most important ingredient outside of doing it and doing it consistently is then telling somebody what the next step is, whether it's commenting a word, DMing a word, click to buy, etc. But you need to tell somebody how they actually can go and buy the thing, right? And so the strategy with that you'll want to test and tweak, but be direct with people. People are busy. They make literally thousands and thousands of decisions in a day. Don't make it harder for them to give you money, right? It can feel, a lot of people share this with me. They're like, but I don't want to do this too much. You've got to let that go. You've got to let that go. When Target opens their doors every single day, they're ready to make money. They're not going, oh, I hope that we're not too salesy. I hope that like not too many people come through the door. They are they are looking at their numbers. They are having team meetings. They are analyzing what's working, what's not working. Like they put their business hat on, right? Obviously there's leaders that help the other people, but like from a corporate level standpoint, Target wants to make money. So therefore they make more money. It is a money block when you are pushing it away, when you're not staying consistent, when you're not asking for the sale, when you're not following up with people, right? You can do this in a very consent, ethical, trauma-informed way, but you still gotta do it. And it will feel more comfortable the more you do it, but more than likely it just doesn't feel familiar with you, and we're confusing it not feeling familiar with like you're not good at it. You're good at sales. I promise you. You're good at sales. And when you tell yourself you're good at sales, you're going to be better. You're going to be better at sales. You don't have to be anyone that you're not. You don't have to sell anything that you don't want to, but you do need to do this. You do need to open up your doors. You do need to make the call to action. You do need to do this consistently. And we do not have to be perfect, but we've got to do this. And we've got to do it more than you're doing it right now, right? And so you get to call yourself forward and commit to this. Make it a fun challenge for you for the next 30 days that you're going to show off what you're doing on social media, and you're going to tell people what the next step is. Okay. So I want to go, as promised, I want to share like my more like service-based entrepreneurs, coaches, mentors, etc. I want to talk to you for a second, real estate agents, etc. This still works for you. And if you don't think so, come for me in the DMs and I will gladly break it down specifically for you, like with the most love too, because I wholeheartedly believe this can work for every single entrepreneur, from brick and mortar to service-based to coach, mentor, to product, affiliate marketing. Like if you're wanting to make your own money, this show and tell strategy, show more than you're telling, but do tell them what to do next, works. Okay. So let's break it down for my more like intangible entrepreneurs. Okay. So coaches and mentors, we'll like take that bucket first. Hang with me. If that's not you, we can still learn. And maybe someday you'll be a coach or a mentor. Okay. So coaches and mentors, for showing what you can do, I have found that when you are in full coach mode, you can record your clips, right? Like you can record as long as there's not like confidential information, but like even if you're doing a free training, that's probably safer. So when you're doing a free training and you're talking, record yourself on your phone as you're in coach mode. Okay. Because as you're serving humans on like Zoom and then you slice up those videos, oh my gosh, will they convert so well? Like, or go on Facebook Live. Like I've done whiteboard trainings where I'm showing how to do something, right? I do these all the time and they work so well. And it's because of this strategy, right? I'm not telling you to go make more money. I'm like actually showing you or actually breaking down a strategy. You can ask questions. It's very like engaging, right? So you could either go on Facebook Live or Instagram Live or wherever and show people how to do something. If you're more of like a PowerPoint girly, or you want to show like the back end of your launch or how you content create, like whatever you do, however you help people, you can show them, right? So that's a way. Let's go to the more of the service-based entrepreneurs. So I'm thinking like graphic design artists. Let's think about what else. Graphic designers, website designers, photographers, all of those things. Okay. So if you're a website designer or like a graphic designer, you showing, making a graphic or making a website, even if you're not showing everything, but like you're showing you doing it, can be huge. Sharing like little snippets of your process. Like you don't want to give away like all your ingredients, right? Like if there's a certain like Chick-fil-A sauce, right? Like you can make copycats of Chick-fil-A sauce, but it's not Chick-fil-A sauce, right? Like, so you do want to be mindful of not like giving away all of your secret sauce, but you can give snippets, right? You can literally show a before of somebody that like maybe with their permission, like maybe a before would be like they made their own website, and with their blessing you showed the after, and it was like this big reveal, and like the client was on the Zoom and like tears were happening. I can guarantee you would sell a few websites from that. That could also be like graphic design work too, right? Like maybe somebody made their own graphic and it looked really, really bad. And then you could show the after. Again, you want to like have permission with that. But you could also do fun things that aren't for clients and still do like the show and tell mentality. Okay. So then the call to action for something like that would be like book a discovery call, right? Or grab this package or fill out this questionnaire. Okay. So, and I'm going fast. So if I don't hit your industry or you want me to explain more, just literally hit me up in the DMs. My Apple Watch died and I don't know what time it is, but it's getting very dark. But let's go to my real estate agents. Okay. So you literally telling someone about this amazing house is not going to sell the house or gain another client, but you literally taking your iPhone and going like, you've got to see this house. Like this is thebomb.com, right? And you make it fun and entertaining. Like long gone are the days that you need to have this super expensive, highly produced piece of content. Do have those things, but there is studies that show that more natural, real, raw, unfiltered, unedited types of content do very, very well because it feels so in the moment. It doesn't feel overly produced. It builds a lot of trust with people. So like if you're a real estate agent and you're like whispering and you're like, okay, we're going to go into my newest listing and I'm going to show you all my favorite things. And you're talking about it, right? And then you say, if you're looking to buy or sell your home, comment this word or DM this, or like if you're interested in this home, literally DM me this word or type of thing. Like, so you can have a very specific call to action, whatever the goal is with the piece of content. And then you can really measure, did the show and tell piece of content do what you wanted it to do? Okay. I was just talking to some mastermind students about this today, and like my mentality is for every piece of content, my goal is one person. If one person can do what my ask was of the piece of content, like the call to action, then I did my job. And really my marketing did its job. It's looking like it's going to rain or something. And so that can be really helpful from a marketing perspective, because let's say your goal was to send out samples of a product, and your call to action as you're showing off the product is DM me the word sample. If you get one person to DM you, your marketing did its job. Now, I don't want you to give up too quickly, because your audience needs time to regulate around you doing this type of content. I have done this type of content. If you stalk my Facebook, I have done this type of content consistently for 7+ years, longer than that, but very consistently in the online space for 7 years. All different industries, not just a coach. That's really important to me that you know that. But I've done it very consistently and gotten better at it too. Like, I'm not going to lie. In the beginning, it was a little cringy, or a lot cringy, but it still was effective, right? Even with a small following and not even fully knowing that I was doing what I was doing. I was just doing what I know to do. But now I teach this method because now I know it works, and it works better and better and better because we keep making it better and better and better. Okay. So for one piece of content, if you get one person to do that thing, the cool part about this, I'm like giving you like all the deets here. Okay. So for that one piece of content, it did its job, but then you can't keep rinsing and repeating. We're not giving up too easily. If it doesn't do what you need it to do, keep going, keep doing, keep tweaking. But once you see traction and we keep rinsing and repeating, you can really start to reverse engineer your marketing and make it so predictable for you. So no matter your sales goal, no matter your marketing goals, you can really start to see how this can become so predictable. And this strategy just keeps stacking and stacking and stacking. Not only the more that you do it, but the more your audience knows you, likes you, and trusts you, and your audience grows, right? And then they start to understand how to buy from you, okay? So the ones doing this really, really well, it's so simple, right? Like anyone can do this, but most don't do it, which breaks my heart because I'm like, it's right here. Like now you know. Like if you didn't know before here, that's okay. Now you know. If you're like, oh, you're right, Nellie, I know to do this and I'm not doing it, or I could be doing it better or more, fantastic, right? Like being an entrepreneur is it's a journey. It's not a destination. No one is perfect. And so it's really like leaning on each other and helping each other, which is why I do videos and podcasts like this to help one person. Truly, that's always my goal. One person at a time, one person at a time, one person at a time. So I really want you to just do this once. Do it once. If committing to 30 days feels overwhelming to you, that's okay. Okay. If you have any questions about this and you want to talk about how we can do this for you, like a content bank, or do this with you in my mini mastermind, or a little bit of both, just DM me. Let's chat. Our next mastermind is starting really, really soon. The price goes up in a few days. I would love to chat with you. Our content banks are thebomb.com. That's where we do them for you. And I'm like, this exact strategy is a very pivotal thing that we focus on, along with many other types of content. And that's the thing that I want to end with. You don't just do this. You do other things to nurture your audience, build relationship with your audience, connect with your audience, right? So the ones doing this so well are layering in those other layers, which is so important. But I find that people are completely missing this one. They have no problem nurturing their audience, right? Staying in the friend zone with their audience, which is important. Don't get me wrong. I never discount or shame anything that you're doing. It's all important, but I also want you making money and making more money and it feeling easier. And doing the show and tell strategy will really, really help you. So DM me if you want more information about the content bank and or the mini mastermind. And equally, if there's any question that you have on what I talked about, please, every brain is different, would be happy to explain things for you and help you understand them so that way you can start. Give me one piece of content of doing this. Let me know that you did it and how I can help. And I love you. It's getting very dark, so I'm going to complete my audio and go back inside. I love you.